Hi, everybody. It's Jen.
And it's Claire. Welcome back to Unravel and Uplift. Oh, we've got Darby with us today.
Hi, Darby.
My little cockapoo.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah? Who wants to join him?
Yes.
He's like our mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see you, dude.
Yes. He has a lot to say today. Okay. So, hey, guys, we are here to talk about wellness, right? That's a very generic term that's probably overabused. But our approach to it today, right? Our approach to it today is the fact that, are we overdoing it? Like, there's so much noise around wellness and all the things that we should be signing up for. So we're going to unravel what that means and how we can simplify that wellness routine.
This is a great topic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm straight away thinking about something that I was doing that I've changed. So I think, like most people or a lot of people, I had an Apple Watch. Served a great purpose. Well, actually, before that, I had a Fitbit. Okay, so when this all started off, I had a Fitbit. Then I moved to the Apple Watch. Oh my gosh, I got to the point with the Apple Watch where I was fed up with it telling me that things were too loud, because they were. They legit were, and I know it has my wellness in mind.
Yeah, but sometimes that means you're having a really good time.
Oh my gosh.
Like when that goes off, that means, hey, we're having a good time.
But I'd be doing a good, healthy action of making a smoothie. The blender was loud. So I was
shaming you for doing the right thing.
I'm like giving myself like this healthy, nutritious meal, but it was too loud. So I'm like then damaging my hearing. I'm like, okay, I can't win.
Yeah.
And then I would get so frustrated because it didn't always have the categories of workout that I was doing in there. And I'd be like scrolling, trying to find the workout. And then I'd forget to press hit.
Oh, yeah.
And then my days.
If you don't get credit for it, then you're like, oh, I did close my rings today. Even though it doesn't say I closed my rings, I totally closed my rings. But you're right. It can become addictive on how many steps did I get? And all the little tests and challenges that you sign up for that you feel like you have to live up to.
I also didn't want to sleep with it. I wanted to know how good my sleep was, but I'm not a sleep with a watch kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a shift.
Yeah.
I'm going to plug now. Oura Ring. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love this Oura Ring.
Or if you're out there and you want to, sign up with us, we're here for it.
That's all good. We honestly love you, Oura Ring.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a game changer. I don't have to press hit when I'm working out. It picks up. It will clarify with me what it is I was doing, but it's got a really good way of telling what it was that I was actually doing. My sleep, it's on my finger, and on the exercise, it tells me which zone I'm working in.
Mm-hmm.
It will break down that I did 10 minutes of zone 5. I was 20 minutes of zone 1. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what it does even better? It's so digestible and I don't have to spend so much time on there. I can just see it at a glance.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning, it tells me my sleep quality. It just gives me an overview. I can glance at that and know what I need to do better or what I need to keep doing. It's really helping me think about my wellness in a really sustainable, microdosed way. We're back to that word again.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I think when we think about that, I think it's great when we think about our wellness and having our good intentions and doing it.
Yeah.
But it's finding the right tools for you in order to achieve what you need to do without us spinning our wheels.
Yes.
Spending too much time on this.
And there's so much noise out there, right? And again, being in this midlife murkiness where I'm signing up for it all. Mm-hmm. Like I take my athletic greens in the morning, and then I have my chewable beet supplements for my heart health. And then I take lion's mane for focus. And I mean, I'll get into all these, popular trendy supplements because I think it's going to better my life. And when I open up my cabinet it's like a pharmacy. And when you're taking, 15, 20 supplements a day, I'm like, is this really like helping me? Is it helping my hair growth? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's making a difference. My vital proteins.
You look fantastic.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Number one. But I don't know if it's all necessary. And then you think about the thousands of dollars that you're spending on these supplements that potentially are just empty promises, and we should be getting them all from our whole foods first. We shouldn't be supplementing all the time. So there's just all of these things, all these routines, all of these rules that we need to live by. The noise is everywhere. And there's so many, like today we brought notes because we wanted to have examples of the experts, but even the experts contradict themselves. We talked about this before the show. um, where I don't want to go that deep on this, but there's a lot of medical research on mostly men. All the medical research is done on men. There's very little done on women.
Yeah.
So a lot of the advice that's out there or the studies are based on results of men.
Mm-hmm.
So for men, they're super into fasting and fasting really works for them. But now there's studies that say maybe women shouldn't be fasting. And so even women that I go to as experts in the space, some of them are super big into fasting and deciding what fasting means for you. Is it a 10 hours, a 12 hours, is it a 16 hour? You know someone that does several days.
Yeah, several days, her and her husband.
Yeah, I would never be able to do 7 days. I would be a wreck. I would be just brain fog. It would be a disaster. But people are doing that. But then some people say for women, the first thing you get up, you get that cortisol, which the first thing when you get up, when you hit cortisol, that's actually a good thing because that's what gets you going. Mm-hmm. Not all cortisol is bad. You need that cortisol to get you going. But if you wait too long, your body can't stabilize. So they say for women, we should eat breakfast in the morning. Nothing crazy, just something. It could be like a banana and like English muffin with peanut butter, or just maybe a little bit of yogurt, something to get your blood levels, maintain your blood levels so then you don't crash because that causes more cortisol. And it's like, shit, as soon as you think you have it figured out,
it's like a cycle.
Yes. And then someone switches the rules on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's the thing. It's not going to be one size fits all.
Yeah.
I think that your wellness journey needs to be at a point where you feel like this is working for you. Mm-hmm. Like, will you do that check? Like, am I really seeing the difference with this? And how does fasting make me feel? And what works for you may not work for me. So we're going to unravel wellness today.
So just talking about obviously the couple that fast. Okay. Yeah. So I try and do a 12 to 14 hour fast. Okay. So weekdays are better for me than weekends. Mm-hmm. Weekends, I like my glass of wine, which I tend to have about 7 o'clock. So I am awake most mornings at 5, 6 o'clock. So you do the math. I'm not managing much of a fast. Mm-hmm. Also, when I drink the wine, I like to have a little something to eat with it as well. Yes. Like I weirdly feel hungry after I've had a glass of wine.
Yeah, I have to eat when I'm having drinks. I have to. Yeah. So it can be a slippery slope real quick. Yeah.
So this couple though that fast, she's a really great fitness instructor and she's so disciplined. The reason she fasts is that she listened to research that basically said by fasting for 3 days, it kills cancer. Anything that shouldn't be in your body. Mm-hmm. Basically, your body is shedding anything that shouldn't be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that's why she does it. She does it religiously. She looks fantastic. She's felt the benefits of it. But something that always sticks with me is that she's always so excited about broth. Because I remember feeling the same way when I do a colonoscopy. I'm so excited for the jello and the broth.
Right.
Things that usually I'd be like, what? I'm not eating that. But she's just so excited because her body's been in that state of fast.
Well, because you're fucking starving.
Yeah.
You're like, broth sounds like a 5-star dinner right now. Yeah. Bring on the broth.
And I have to say, the fasting does make me feel better. Okay. Yeah. So like if I've gone where I've not eaten in the evening, because I'm not actually sure I need to, mm-hmm. But what I do is make sure that I get my calories and everything that I need earlier in the day. So I'm actually full.
Yeah.
So I'm not forgoing what I need.
Yeah.
I'm just compacting it in earlier in the day. My body's having a chance to process it and like digest it properly. And then I'm fasting. So I feel better. I feel I've got more focus the next day and I'm feeling cleaner when I start.
Yeah.
But it does get overwhelming when I'm like, okay, so what body type am I? How many hours should I be fasting? I'm like, I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah.
I've just found a way that I think is helping me. I try and listen to my body.
Yes.
And make it work.
Yeah.
I was telling Jen a funny story the other day when we start talking about like all of these supplements and how much this and that we should be doing. So I switched obviously from the Apple Watch to the Aura and I can log my food. So I get back from a workout and I make myself a protein heavy smoothie bowl, right? The only thing that probably wasn't so great on there was the granola, okay? Because it was processed, but still a really healthy one,
And it's not like it's ton. You're just sprinkling on there for a bit of crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gluten-free, coconut oil, coconut sugar, all the stuff that you're supposed to have rather than not have. Literally, I took a photo of this and put it on my Aura ring. It told me it was a wonderful treat and that treats are okay every now and then. I'm like, this is healthy. this is
Yeah,
healthy.
get out of there with that. Like, you are killing me with that, right? Like, please, I'm trying to do the right thing and you're shaming
I'm
me.
trying,
Yeah.
And then like just supplements, like we've got a friend who's really good. We went and saw this blood doctor, and digestive enzymes, I think,
Yep.
especially as you hit kind of this midlife portion, are apparently really helpful. And I feel like, I don't know if it's placebo or not, I don't know, but I feel like they do help me.
Yeah.
But I'm a one time a day. I start my morning with those 3 capsules. One of our friends, she's amazing.
Yeah. Every
Literally.
meal she's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's overload. She
Yeah.
comes along with her baggie.
Yeah.
A little
Everywhere.
baggie.
Yeah.
You
Vaping
know?
pills. Yeah. It looks a little suspect when
Yeah.
we're out at dinner.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing, is like, when does your wellness routine become a second job?
Yeah.
Right. And that's like what you have to think to yourself, like, what are we doing? So we wrote down, like, here's some examples of what we have in our house and the things that we are currently doing now.
Mhm.
I mean, the list is long. I mean, so I guess maybe, was it 2 years ago, we went to a wellness event?
Yeah, we did.
And
Ironically, at a brewery, but it was a non-alcoholic brewery.
yes, which
So,
it was a fabulous
yeah.
event. But so they had all these stations. They brought in all of these businesses or experts, and then you'd go around and do the things, right? And of course, like, we need all of this.
We were
We're gonna do all
junkies.
this.
We were wellness junkies that day.
Oh yeah, we had our spine analyzed.
Mm.
And of course, they pretty much showed us, like, oh, you got problems. You need to come see us. You don't look how you're sitting.
What did you get shut up with? You got shut up with something. Someone shot you.
Oh yes, vitamin B shot, because
yeah.
of course we need more energy and clarity. I'm like, yep, sign me up for that.
Mhm.
Sure. I mean, it was our first cold plunge.
Oh my gosh!
We did a cold plunge,
and we were dead. How long we could be in there? They told us what someone else had stayed in. We had to beat it.
Oh yeah,
we had to beat it. There's a video. We might have to show
we might show the video.
The video of Jen and I just like trying to talk to each other. I think I was the crazy one in there.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind.
Yeah, it was cool. And it is a mind over matter.
Mhm.
Like, you have to get your mind right to be in that cold of water and push through. What else did we do?
But do you know what I did after that? I went and bought a cold plunge that sits in my shower downstairs.
Currently, there's a cold plunge in her
and
shower
a pop-up
downstairs.
and a pop-up sauna, because I really needed
Because
that.
we need all that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So those are 2 physical things that you own.
Mhm.
Of course, I have red light therapy at home. So I got into that, like, thinking that's going to help my anti-aging routine. It also helps with inflammation, because that's a word that we throw around a lot. Journal, meditate,
I still cannot
protein,
journal. I still cannot journal.
protein. Like, how much flipping protein? I mean, your whole life is filled with more protein,
Yeah.
more protein.
And weights, strength.
Yeah. Weighted vest.
Yeah. Oh, I got one of those.
Yeah. So do I.
I walk the dog with it.
Yeah.
And then I get annoyed with myself when I walk the dog and I've forgotten my weighted vest, and I look like the Michelin man in the winter because I am so puffed up.
Right.
I've got I'm obviously layering up
Yes.
because it's so cold here in Chicago.
Mhm.
So I'm like literally layered in my layers anyway. And then I've got my weighted vest on and then my big coat.
Yeah.
I literally can barely walk out of this house.
Yeah. Like, I like to put
won't
mine
walk.
on top if I can, because
that's
it makes me
clever.
feel like I'm sort of gangster. Like, I got my my
Oh.
Kevlar vest on, just in case, like, things go sideways in
I'm
the
not sure it'd fit over my
crazy
winter
town
coat.
of Plainfield. Right. Where the
But
plane
I
stuff's
have to
going
try it.
on. I got my weighted vest on. Yeah. I mean, what else? What are all the things? I mean, again, all the supplements.
Oh, I get so annoyed when it's so cold here that I can't get out for a walk. For several reasons. I need to walk this sweet boy behind me, and he loves his walks, regardless of the temperature. But also, I need my walk. I'm like him. I need a daily walk. That walk makes me it just gets my wiggles out. I
Yeah.
just really enjoy being out in the fresh air. Even if it is really cold, I just need to be out there.
Mhm.
Like at this time of year when the sun's starting to come through, I like it for the sunlight purpose. You know,
Yeah, it is healing. It's
But
good for the soul.
but then you have to make sure you've got your UV on.
Right.
So
And
it's
your
like,
sunscreen.
it's like,
Yeah.
gotta make sure.
So what's it really doing? You're supposed to be out in the sun, but then you've blocked your eyes and you've also blocked your skin.
Mhm.
And is it really working? I don't know.
Well, and then I won't sunscreen if it's too early in the morning, because like there's a whole midday sun.
Right.
So I'm like, am I safe at 9 a.m.?
Right.
Not to wear my sunscreen to walk the dog.
Yeah. It's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It is a lot
It's
of
a lot.
noise.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But I think it then questions, okay, is this actually a routine or is it more like an obstacle course?
Yes.
Are we actually doing a tough meta here?
Yeah.
As opposed to just, looking after ourselves.
Right. And think about all the names or the things that we just dropped. It's like, we're not paid influencers, but we're just representing those brands every day because we are hopeful that it's going to make us a better person, that we are going to get that longevity, another big buzzword that's throwing out right now. That's going to give us that extra edge, right? To be sharper, to, have good hair health and glowing skin. Like, yeah, all the empty promises.
It's like that whole idea that you always have to be doing better. Always. Yeah. It can't be that what you're doing is good enough. We always have to do better. And then let's talk about protein. Okay. So can you have whey? Should you be having creatine?
Yeah.
Or should it all be pea protein?
Yeah. Is it a full chain amino acid? Like those are the kind of things that go through your mind. And the little math thing that you take the calories and add a zero, isn't enough protein. Like it's so overwhelming. And
Darby's overwhelmed. He's snoring.
He's bored with our content.
He's making some strange noises.
Rude.
But yeah, it then becomes that tough mudder instead of it actually just being something that is incorporated in your life and regular and routine.
Yeah. And another contributor to burnout, right? And like we talked about, like people say, oh, you must have magnesium. Well, there's like 6 kinds of magnesium, and some will make you poop your pants. Some help you sleep. Some help, like crazy legs if you have restless leg syndrome. Some help, helping you process thoughts. And so make sure you're taking the right ones. But there's so much noise. Like, don't generically say, we talk about this a lot. Like, my friends will come to me and be like, now what magnesium did you say again? I'm like, oh, don't take that one. Yeah, you're going to regret that.
Well, I think that's the thing, Jen. You're in that health and wellness, beauty industry.
Yeah.
So you're bombarded with the latest and greatest and all the time.
Yeah.
So, I'm mere consumer. You're living that world all the time. It must just be such a headbutt.
It is. Oh, totally. Yeah. It's overwhelming. And as soon as you think you have a system down, though, just like you talked about the protein, back in the day, it was all whey protein. And then like, oh, no. The dairy, inflammation, go to a plant-based protein. But then they say the plant-based protein is not as good as the whey protein.
You need double the scoops.
Yeah. And there's a myth out there too. A lot of people, and I was guilty of this way back when, is I would do my vital proteins, the collagen, and thinking that was an answer to my protein goal, but that's not a full chain amino. So when you say you're getting 15 grams of protein, that does not count. Mm-hmm. That does not count towards your protein goal. You should not count that. So
I feel like doing the Kevin moment.
I know. Right. So that's the thing, is you need to be educated on what you're doing, because sometimes you may be doing more harm than good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just grateful I have Jen because she can guide me.
Yeah.
But talking about magnesium, I spray my feet every night.
Yeah, me too. That's
every
another thing
bed.
we do. I mean, we must go to, our husbands must be like, what the hell?
Heaven forbid I forget to spray my feet.
The 8-step anti-aging, breakdown of makeup removal at night, brushing my teeth, flossing my teeth, whitening my teeth, putting my Invisalign in.
Yeah.
All the other layers, then, making sure I have a moisturizing hand cream on. Does it have retinol in it to make sure that my hands aren't getting wrinkled? Mm-hmm. And then the magnesium foot spray. I mean, we're a real treat. When maybe
we should record this. Maybe we should record our
show our whole
routines and just.
I'm sure it's relatable, ladies. I know that you guys are doing a lot of the same things. So,
but also I think men are as well now. Like if I think about my husband and what he used to do versus what he does now. I mean, even like the latest trend of the, it's almost lard. I just think of lard.
Tallow.
Yeah. I just think it's lard.
Beef fat.
He's now upgraded his moisturizing regime to include beef tallow because Men's Health told him, you need to have this product. So, and he subscribes to like Goji for his perfect blend of supplements. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this probably used to be more exclusively for women. Yeah. But now it's actually across the genders. Yeah. We're all feeling the pressure to do better. Yeah. Because it's not good enough.
And a moment for the men. Well, I'm glad that they're on board because I think there was sort of like some weird stigma with like, is that girly? Yeah. But like Scott, I mean, my husband was in the beauty industry, so he's a little bit more familiar with it, but he'll go for a facial. Sorry, Scott. Everybody knows you go for facials now. He goes
Kudos
for facials.
To you, Scott. Kudos to you.
He will go get waxing done. He has no qualms about that. And now my son, who's 15, I tell him, I'm like, this is self-care.
It is.
Like, you've got to take care of your skin. So he loves to go get a facial, loves it. And I love that he loves it. I love that he appreciates how his skin looks and wants to take care of it. And there's like no shame in that. So I think it's good that men are getting on board. And all of my kids, they're like, oh, lavender spray at bedtime. Like it's part of your routine. It makes you feel good. It takes you to the stage, to set you up for success for sleep. So I'm glad that the men are on board. Yeah. So welcome, men.
So when does it get too much? What we found was some interesting research in cognitive psychology, and I'm having to look at my notes because I want to do this justice. Basically, cognitive psychology shows that decision fatigue reduces our ability to make high quality choices throughout the day. And what we mean by this is that the more micro decisions we make, even healthy ones, the more depleted we feel. So it's like every time we're faced with something where we have to make a decision, it's almost eating away at that cognitive ability. So a stress researcher, Dr. Aditi Nourishment, I'm hoping I'm doing your name right there, Dr. Aditi Nourishment, talks about how chronic cognitive overload is one of the biggest contributors to modern burnout.
So I get that.
So in one respect, we're thinking about our wellness, we're doing our routines, but at the same time, we're actually damaging ourselves cognitively because of those micro decisions having to be done all the time.
Yeah.
Like just if we think about this, like the layers, which magnesium you mentioned, which protein, and which fasting window,
right?
Which tracker are we doing?
Yes.
What hormone protocol? It's almost like we are just on overdrive with this.
Yes, right. Yeah, and does it turn into a spiral, right? So, I mean, you walk down that aisle of supplements, whether you're at Costco or the drugstore. I mean, it's endless, and they all have these promises that make you feel like, oh, I need that in my life. That's a void in my life. I can improve that. And it's billions of dollars globally. And there's a reason for that, right? Because we're all suckers for it. And we think about our last episode where we talked about spring cleaning. A lot of these supplements aren't regulated by the FDA. So you have to be very careful about the rules and the claims that they could be making. And it's dangerous to get yourself in a point where you're giving yourself too much with very little return, right?
Yeah.
And something that we found that we want to share with you is like this 3 supplement rule, right? And to ask yourself, and I've started this and it is helpful. So why am I taking it? Number 1. Now that's sort of like a tough one because again, there's a lot of reasons out there that you believe why you're taking it, but then what is the problem that it's actually addressing? So we hear a lot of people say this about a multivitamin. Like there's a multivitamin they say is really one of the worst things you probably could take because you're getting this multi-solution for something that you may not need. And you want to choose a targeted supplement. Like if you're not getting enough for like us in the winter months, we know we're not getting enough vitamin D. Well, our multivitamin is not going to give enough of that. So maybe you just cut out the multivitamin and say, really what I need is the vitamin D. And you get yourself the right vitamin D supplement with vitamin K so it can absorb and calcium and make sure that it's enough to get your levels, to where they need to be. And you can talk to your doctor about that, of course, because again, we're not experts.
There's one you can pee out if you have too much as well, isn't there? Is that B or D?
Yeah.
I feel
like all of them, really. I mean,
yeah.
And there's a saying that, in the United States, we have the most expensive urine on earth.
Yeah.
Because we take all these things and our body will take parts of it, whatever it thinks it needs, and then we pee the rest out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, talk about wasteful, right? And then the third thing was, how do you know it's working? So, there's a lot of really expensive supplements out there. There's lots of expensive beauty supplements. There's lots of expensive hair care supplements. And how do you know it's working? Like, are you really seeing a difference in your hair or is it placebo effect? Or along with the supplement, because I think it goes hand in hand. If I'm taking the supplements, I think it's reversing the damage, but I've also changed my lifestyle. So, a lot of hair loss is caused to actually just stress, or other issues. It may not be the supplement at all that's helping you, but maybe you've regulated your stress. So I think you really need to sit with that for a second and figure out, is this supplement really what's helping me, or are there other things that are actually making a difference?
I was watching something the other day and reading around this, that if we look back at the 1960s and 70s, when we didn't have all the genetically modified foods, where we didn't have all the pesticides necessarily, where people didn't have all the distractions. Okay. So we
Yeah.
didn't have our phones. We didn't have iPads. We didn't have all the social media. And you know what people did? They got outside where they could.
Mm-hmm.
They were active.
Yeah.
They saw friends. They
Mm-hmm.
saw family. And they had a very simple diet.
Yeah.
And those people were not challenged with things like obesity,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with chronic health conditions, because they were just living a balanced life.
Yeah.
And it's almost like modern society has stripped that away from us, you know, and now we're having to think so heavily about, is the food we're eating actually giving what we need to run our bodies?
Yeah. And I think that we always think there's a secret, right?
Yeah.
We're very guilty of thinking like,
Mhm.
could it be that simple? No, it can't be this simple, because then it would work for everyone.
Yeah.
Where even experts will say, when people are looking to crack the code to say,
Mhm.
well, what's the secret to losing weight?
Yeah.
What's the secret to, having the energy or whatever it is? A lot of times they're like, if they give someone a very simple reason, they're like, they don't believe it,
Yeah.
because there has to be more to it. There has to be like this secret, science behind it. And you think about those areas of the world that are blue zones, right? That where people live the longest, they have the longest health. And when you look at that data, to your point, Claire, they just live very simple lives. They're not taking 12 supplements before breakfast. They're not doing cold plunge, red light therapy, journaling. Like, they're just living a simple life.
And there's happiness. I think you look at like the happiness index, it's a real thing. And you look at the countries that score higher, they're countries like Scandinavia, where they are in darkness a big proportion of the year. But when they are in darkness, they're doing things that are habitual that actually make them feel good. They'll take saunas. They believe in hygge.
Yes.
They will spend time with loved ones. They do that self-care. They understand the world around them. And they don't make it complicated. They keep it really simple. I was at the gym the other day, just on this, thinking to myself as I'm in zone 5, running on the treadmill, feeling good for it afterwards, not in the moment, but afterwards I do feel good for it. And I am someone that I do enjoy doing the exercise.
Yep.
I don't just do it because I have to. It brings me lots of benefits, not just in a health perspective, but also a mindset perspective. And it sets my day off right. It's a good intention. But I did have the thought of, okay, there are people out there in the universe that are not exercising like I am. And they're doing just okay as well.
Yeah.
I think it's finding the right balance for you.
Yes.
And finding what that exercise, for example, is, and what the purpose of that exercise is. You know, like I said, actually, when I was younger, it was very much focused on how I was looking. As I've got older, I've realized I actually need it more for my mindset. I actually enjoy the people around me exercising.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a good group. We're all cheering each other on. That's part of it as well. It really sets my day up well. So I think, you know, as you said, really thinking about how is this serving you?
Yes.
Back to last week's session, what joy is it bringing you?
Right. Yeah. And what things do you need to spring clean out of your life? Because it becomes so daunting. And I always say that, I try to get my workout in the morning, and sometimes it can just be a simple walk with the dog. I'd like it to be more than that, but sometimes that's all I can fit in. But at least, 30 minutes. If I can get a little bit more, I typically don't exceed an hour unless I'm going to a class. But if I'm on my own and at our house, it's about 30 to 40 minutes. But it's the one thing I can truly control in the day, because it's on my terms, right? Like in the morning, I do my workout, and some days are better than others. Some days I really drag and it's not my best effort, or, maybe I have other things on my mind, but at least I can say I got that done. So that is such like a good feeling to say, okay, I checked that box, but in anything else that happens today, that may be out of my control, but I controlled the fact that I got that workout in. So, and that brings me joy. And I start, hi.
Derby sleeping, which is a really nice pivot, if you don't mind,
Yep.
into the next one. Because I feel like there are some basics. Okay. We just mentioned, like, I think Dr. Peter Attia focuses on the fact that, like, we need to strength train to make sure that we preserve muscle.
Yeah.
Cardiovascular.
As women, they talk about that all the time, to fight the scoliosis, fight the aging of your bones. So if you do take a tumble, that you can bounce back, so you're not so brittle. Yeah. So, I mean, but we can keep it simple. You don't have to have, we started this conversation with 30 things that you could potentially doing, but to get back to your pediatria.
I think it is those, those key exercise things, whatever they look like for you, the metabolic health, But as we hear my dog snoring right back there,
Mhm.
I mean, how wonderful to be this dog, right? And to be getting enough sleep. I mean, I think they sleep like 21 hours of the day.
Right.
He's in a deep sleep right now. He's snoring his head off.
Mhm.
Sleep quality. This is one that I have started to be very aware of.
Yep.
I I am a different person on the day that I've managed to have a good sleep.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, you could just fall asleep.
Mhm.
That latency period to fall asleep was not long. You could stay asleep. It's almost like your body knew how it could do what it needed to do. But then as you get older and you throw other things in, like my son's driving now, so I sometimes have a harder time falling asleep because he's not home,
Mhm.
and it's like that.
The mind gets
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Um, but honestly, those days that I get the sleep, I am such a better, human being
Yeah.
than the days that I'm not,
Yeah.
I knew I had a fun event last night with some
Mhm.
friends. So Friday night, I felt like I was very sleep depleted from the week. I had a really rough day on Friday, just feeling very tired, a little bit of a headache, that kind of thing. Wasn't as productive. So Friday night, I took myself to bed at 8:55 p.m.
Mhm.
My daughter was like, what is going on? Like, what is wrong with you? It's like 8:55. I'm like, I'm up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to take you to a volleyball tournament. I need my sleep.
Yeah.
I just literally was honest with myself
Yeah.
and kept it simple.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that they say that you should be able to fall asleep within 10 minutes.
Mhm.
So by the time that we won't go into all the things about sleep, that will be a different show, but the time that you put your phone down typically or turn off the TV, like within that, you should be able to relax. And in 10 minutes, you should be off to sleep. So if that is getting longer than that, then you need to figure out what is clogging up the brain to allow you to not to relax, to not get to sleep within those 10 minutes. So,
That sleep hygiene is so important.
100%. Yeah.
And these are not trendy hacks as well. And like
No.
Dr. Andrew Huberman
Mhm.
also reinforces this. He says that like morning light exposure, consistent sleep timing,
Yeah.
movement, and stress regulation are all key for basic wins.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing here is,
Here comes the double standard.
yeah, it's like, what are we not saying here though? We're saying move. Okay. However that looks
Yeah.
like for you, move, right? Because not everyone needs the same kind of movement. We all don't need to exercise in the same way or for the same purpose. But movement is important.
Hmm.
Reducing that stress,
Yep.
acknowledging there's sunlight in your life.
Mhm.
Okay. And actually getting exposed to that. Do you know what's not there? These $500 gadgets.
Yeah. The red light therapy, the magnesium spray, the Invisalign, all the things.
Not on these two doctors' lists.
Yeah. No. So it just makes you really think, like, as you sign up or bring more noise into your wellness routine, the data shows that not all of that is necessary as long as you're following, a few simple rules.
And if we take this back to our first session around goals, well, first and second sessions around goals, it's here, maybe these can be some of your goals because I'm seeing this as like a foundational 5.
Mm-hmm.
So are you sleeping 7 to 8 hours? If you need 7 to 8 hours sleep as well,
Yeah,
because
everybody's different, but as a
very
rule,
different.
yeah,
Mhm.
if I can get 8, amazing, but I can feel really good at like 7, 7.5. Yeah.
This aura has been really interesting as well because I feel like it's actually not always the hours that you're getting, it's the hours in which you're in a certain place.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're getting enough deep sleep so that you can regenerate your
Yes,
body,
repair. Yep.
your brain, you're getting enough REM sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's like everything, right? Though
Right.
we lump it in one, but it's actually components of things that are actually more important.
Yeah.
So you might get 8 hours sleep. If it's none of the important vital pieces, matters what.
Right.
But yeah, we're going to get you to check on, are
Mhm.
you getting enough sleep for you?
Yeah.
Are you strength training? Whatever that looks like for you. Again, this doesn't have to be going and busting out with the great big heavy dumbbells,
Right.
barbell.
Yeah, it depends on what it means to you and what your goals are, right? Because as women, we have a different set of rules than men when it comes to weight training. And I think there's a lot of women who get nervous about lifting weights that are heavy because it's going to make them bulky, right? They're going to look big. But the reality is, as we get older, we need those heavier weights.
Yeah.
We need to be stronger. And they say, do your own research, find people that you really are leaning into as your, guide and light within your fitness routines. But they say that, let's say you're going to do 3 sets, so let's say we're doing bicep curls. Like you should really not be able to complete 10, more than 10. Like you should start getting tired at like 8. You should go to fatigue. Like you don't need to do 30, biceps curls in one set. So maybe you do 3 sets of 10, but by the 8th one, like you barely are squeaking that one out. And that's how you know your weights are heavy enough. So if you're using those 5 pounds, or aerobic exercise weights, like that's probably not doing you any favors. So as long as your form is right, but you should be going to
I think
fatigue.
that is a key, isn't it, as well?
Yes.
And that's where, like, as I've got older, I've learned, I herniated a disc back in October because I didn't have the right form.
Yeah.
I wasn't engaging my pelvic and my core muscles enough.
Yep.
And I could lift the weight, but what I was doing was engaging my back.
Yep.
Which meant I herniated a disc. You know what?
It set you back for how long?
Tough life lesson.
Yeah.
Literally, tough life lesson. I could not get what I needed on my daily fix of exercise. I had to modify everything.
I mean, this isn't funny, but when this first happened, we went out for dinner. And so everybody, I was late, of course. Well, this is going to be a theme on the show. I was late. And I get there and everybody's sitting except Claire. And I'm like, Claire, you got to go somewhere? Like you in a hurry on your way out? And she's like, no, I actually can't sit.
I literally couldn't.
So she stood for the whole dinner.
And I haven't.
We were in a high top, which didn't make it too unusual.
Well, I specifically asked for a high top because I didn't want to look like the weirdo stood there, like hovering over the table.
It was so painful.
It was. It really was. Right. And I stand all day. So, because I've had standing desk, another thing that you're supposed to do. Right. Actually,
another thing
it has helped me, definitely. And I had that before I herniated the disc. But, oh my gosh, I've learned so much about my body since then. When I had my Apple Watch, it was like, okay, you need to hit 10,000 steps a day. And again, you get so frustrated if you don't hit that goal.
Right.
But then I'd go and do a Costco shop and I'd be like, woohoo, I'm flying.
Right.
Like,
and so you can get in where you get it in, right? You don't actually have to say, well, does that Costco shop really count towards my goal? No, I mean, try to fit it in where you can fit it in and understand really what your goals are. There definitely is benefits to cardio, but as we age and the studies and there's more data out there, it's saying that, the data is telling us that strength training is more important. And then to fit that cardio in, like during your Costco shop, and that the trade-offs of that cardio versus, running for 30 minutes on the treadmill and just like, that can feel good. Like I do like a good sweat session myself, but just try to get that, walk the dog, be at one with nature, the long-term benefits of that versus killing it in the gym. If you want to do that 1 day a week, 2 day a week's great. But if you want the biggest bang for results, I would focus on the strength first and get your cardio in where you can.
And walking uphill, like those, they can
or the weighted vest.
Yeah, they can combine both, just to give you that a little bit more challenge.
Yeah.
So the question is, am I eating an adequate amount of protein?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, how do we know this?
I mean, noise with protein, right? Like, I mean, we've seen all the funny memes and all the videos about like the woman just eating a tub of yogurt trying to hit the goal, right? I mean, the data does show that protein is so important, right? For energy levels, for building that muscle mass that we want to, for longevity, to make us look more youthful and be stronger. But man, it is a lot to hit that protein goal. Yeah. It is a lot. I mean, I feel like the best way is just, and I hate the monotony, is just the redundancy. Like once you find a protein formula that works for you, meaning like for breakfast, I'm going to have this and that will be my 30 grams. And then for lunch, I'm going to have this. And then at the end of the day, you can say, oh, that was a perfect protein day. Yeah. Like the easiest way to get there is usually replication.
And I find as well, like when you're having a meal, especially when you're eating out, I try to think protein first, greens second, and then carbs.
Yeah.
And that's how I try to eat them as well. Yeah. Because, like we went for tacos last night. Yeah. I ate all the goodness, all that protein, all those greens, and I left my corn tortillas. Yeah. Which makes sense. Yeah. So I think it's just approaching it in that way. But again, still a very foundational 5.
Yeah.
Managing stress intentionally.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough one.
My Aura Ring tells me whenever I'm at work that I'm engaged. I should be, I'm working, my heart rate is working more than in a relaxed state. And then Friday, I wanted to get these really key things done, by the end of the day. They could have waited till Monday morning.
Yeah.
They really could have done. And instead I stressed myself. Yeah. My Aura Ring was like, you need to meditate. You stressed yourself here. And I think it's thinking about those things of like, I'm starting to think now, is it on fire?
Yes.
Is it life or death?
Yeah.
And if it's not one of those things and you can just push it, maybe that's better for you health wise.
Mm-hmm. And to really listen to your body, like in the morning when, okay, the alarm clock's gone off. The kids are going to be down. Are they going to be late?
Yeah.
Are they going to get out the door? Do I have the lunches packed? Did we do the things? Is the homework in the bag?
Yeah.
And I can feel just even talking about that when you start thinking about that checklist first thing in the morning, like I can feel like the blood pressure starting to rise. I can feel the pressure starting to build and just to be like, okay. And we always get it done every morning. Yeah, let them.
Let them.
Let them be like, let them take part. Let them participate in the madness.
I've got a good old melt in my head there. Let them.
Yes, right? So just be very mindful of where the stress is coming from and figure out, going back to our spring cleaning, can you keep some of that noise out?
Yeah.
Where do you need to detox there?
And I think that's the life hack we're trying to give here is those foundational 5. So your sleep, strength training, walking, protein in terms of consumption, and then managing that stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they're helpful.
Going on to nourishment, right? And we sort of touched on this a little bit, but I think it deserves a little bit more attention. That wellness used to be that nourishment. Like you talked about the simplicity of just like the basic foods or the basic pleasures, and that would be enough, right? And now there's all this restriction, like culture in disguise, right? So again, the noise, no seed oils, no gluten, no sugar, no carbs, no alcohol, no fun.
What can we have?
Right? What's left? Right? Like every day it's something that you shouldn't be doing or you were doing wrong. And this is what's leading to all the problems in your life. It's heavy.
And where's the joy in that?
Yeah.
Like
moderation, right? You have to find a moderation.
I love that glass of wine, but I know that the wine is probably one of the worst things I consume.
Yeah.
But hey, I still enjoy it.
Yeah. And then there's the trade-off. So you work harder the next day or, you limit, okay, I'm not having wine every day. Would I like to some days? Yeah, totally. But, and then you, like you said, the bone broth strategy with your friend that she looked, the detox you just look forward to that bone broth. Like, then you really enjoy that one glass of wine more, and finding that balance. Like, don't beat yourself up because you had seed oils, God forbid. If they make you feel better, great. Is that the joy that you're finding? Then own that joy, but then try to cut out the other ones because we set the goal so high that we almost put ourselves up for failure.
It's that quality versus quantity as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would I rather enjoy a really fantastic dessert? I don't eat dessert that often. I wish I did. But as I've got older, I used to eat plenty of dessert when I was younger, but now it's not good for me.
Right.
But if I'm going to have a dessert, it has to be a really good dessert.
Yeah. Or it's just that one bite. Like instead of having like a basic, candy bar, like that one piece of dark chocolate, like that one bite.
Let them eat
a
dessert.
really good glass of red wine. Like I'm like, oh, so good. I don't need the whole thing. I just need that one bite and then like really like savor it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think just that whole also just habits, we associate fun. I think our generation, fun with alcohol.
Yep.
But you can actually have fun without it as well.
Right.
And in moderation.
Yeah. And I love that that's a thing now. I love that, especially that generation that's like below us, that generation that's in their 20s or 30s. There is no issue. A lot of them don't drink at all. And that's totally okay. Yeah. They don't have the social pressures of feeling like they need to drink. And then I welcome the fact that you can go to a restaurant and there's pretty much every restaurant now has a variety of mocktails. And I read some data the other day, some industry data that talked about the space that non-alcoholic or mocktails are taking on the shelf in replacement of regular alcoholic beverages. Yeah. So then you can still be a part of that social experience. Even when we went to that brewery, that is an NA brewery, Go Brewing, which is in Naperville. So if you're local, you should definitely check it out. We had the chance to taste some of their beers after our event, and they were amazing, so good, and I didn't feel like I was missing out. So I mean, there's other options out there, and you don't have to have those pressures. And leaning back to wellness, that it's going to affect your sleep quality. It's going to affect, inflammation, a lot of other things, and you can still have the fun without the without the hangover, I guess, or all the other implications.
Yeah. And the CBD infused ones now as well.
Yeah.
Like that's a big scene as well.
Yeah.
Like just evolving. Like we're talking about growing and evolving.
Yeah.
Everything grows and evolves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Good and bad.
Yeah,
good and
for
bad.
sure.
Okay, so here's the deeper layer. Sometimes we overconsume wellness because it feels like control. When life feels uncertain, aging, career, shifts, parenting troubles and transitions, controlling food, routines, supplements, I suppose, can feel grounding. You feel like it's the one thing that, hey, I've got this amidst all the craziness and madness. But I think it's just thinking about that real wellness isn't about control. It's about that capacity.
Yeah.
It's about what you can actually realistically achieve in your daily life without it becoming that exhausting list.
Yes.
You know, and the things that work for you, the things that when you lean into what is working for your body, for your mind, are those I need to keep.
Right.
You know, I need to do this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. These are really helping.
Yeah. Yeah. What is the capacity? So we have developed a tool for you guys to download. We'll link it here after in the show notes. And it really helps you compartmentalize. Yes, that's the word. And understand like where are you at with your wellness? How can you detox some of that? How can you get your hands around what's really meaningful to you? So yeah, check it out. I think it will help you. We've given you a lot today. I think it will help you track where you're at and hopefully bring some clarity to your approach.
And share it with us. Share with us, share it with a friend.
Yeah.
Like we keep saying, just writing it down isn't enough. You have to share it. You have to say it out loud. You need to be able to action it.
Yeah.
You know, and if one thing doesn't work, try something different.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about growth. It's all about finding what's right for you.
Yeah. It's not a one size fits all. It's going to be different for everybody. So try that 30-day wellness challenge and please communicate with the community with us. We want to know how it's working for you. And then we'll share how it's working for us as well.
And shout out anything that's not working, you know, because I think one of the things we've tried to have in this space is we want to share life hacks. You know, the amount of time we spend on chat GPT or Googling things, this is a forum to share things.
Yeah. Let's work smarter, not harder. We can do this together.
Yeah.
All right. So today we unraveled a lot of noise around modern wellness, right? The supplement stacking, the routine overload, the pressure to optimize everything, you know, looking at our rings and our watches, which are great tools and guides, but we don't need to become obsessed with them. And I guess what our uplift is
starting to think about what else should I add? You know, what can I simplify? What really works for me? What makes me tick? What makes me feel better? You know, and probably letting go in some of the things that don't make you feel better, but keeping the ones that do.
Yeah. And uplift those basics, like really own the ones that are left over for you that you feel like are working and have that be your guide.
Try and make it simple. That simplicity, I think, is key. Going back to the 60s, you know, things were a lot simpler.
Yeah. And sometimes those small changes can make you feel more satisfied. The simplified routine can be more powerful because the overwhelming one is what brings you down because you set yourself up for failure. It's just too much. It's too much.
So I think our key is unravel the pressure.
And uplift the simplicity.
Yeah.
And go back to the basics. Yeah.
Again, this is Unravel and Uplift.
Yeah.
We're so glad you could join us today. Check out the free tool that we're offering.
Yeah.
Click subscribe.
Yeah. Share with a friend.
Yeah. We're shameless with that plug of sharing with a friend, aren't we?
Yeah. That's how we grow. That's how we get our message out. If this is good for you, we hope it's good for other people. Right. All the people that we talked about today, you're not sponsors yet. So we'll be looking for you to join us. Oura Ring, Apple Watch, Athletic
Vital
Proteins. Yeah.
We're willing to try anything out.
Yeah.
And then share it with everyone.
Yes.
But yes, this is Unravel and Uplift. We hope you've enjoyed the session and we want to continue to unravel
and uplift together. Bye.